Hi, everybody. It's Lillian again, and I came back and I wanted to clarify one thing. When I said 50 years, I meant 13 of that was from my marriage, and the rest is just physical. It was just from my family. I want to confirm that I am not a doctor. I am not a therapist. I'm not a teacher because it costs money, but that would be really cool because I think I could help. And that's ultimately what I want to do. And when I left, I just left. It was easier than I thought, and it was time. So, surviving and thriving, that's another thing. I'm sorry. My spelling is a little bit bad, but I'm learning. And a lot of this stuff that I'm talking about, I'm researching it. Plus, I've lived it. Surviving and thriving abuse, first type is physical. Now, I know on TV you see those commercials, abuse is bad. And I'm not sure they really tell you the full details. So, first, I'm going to start with adult abuse because it's very real. I had a little bit of it, but I've known people that have had worse. And I'm going to address towards men because men do get abused. They just don't talk about it because they're men and they don't think that they should because they're trying to be respectful, which I think is very honorable. I think I the last straw for me was with Johnny Depp's ex-wife, who I call her an abuser because it wasn't her first time abusing someone and saying something about it and using the law on her side. That's a problem because then the people who really get abused, they can't get any justice, which is really sad. But if a man gets abused, the woman calls the police and they say nothing happened. And then the woman says, "Oh, he hit me." He goes off to jail. He has a hard time finding a job to get whatever you want. And you don't bail him out. His family does. But now, if a woman's abused and she doesn't call the police, but the neighbors do, and the man goes to jail, she bails him out. And she gives him what I call a free pass. Don't give them a free pass. Don't make excuses. Don't say, "Oh, I shouldn't have done whatever. I shouldn't have made him mad." You should see what I call the red warning signs. When he is mad, you should know, "Oh, I got to back off." But a lot of times they wind up in the black zone where it's too late and they have to really try to get out. For the abuser, they like the power, they like the control to have over you and the fear they like to put in you. For the person that's been abused who won't talk about it, there's shame, there's guilt, there's embarrassment, and they think it's their fault. It's not your fault. And for the woman or man that's been abused, you have a hard time trusting, especially when it comes to relationships. How are you supposed to trust anyone again? So that could be a problem. Um, when a man goes to the hospital and he has a busted shoulder and they go, "So what happens? What happened?" And he goes, "Oh, I got into a fight." They don't think anything of it. They're like, "Oh, okay." If a woman goes to a hospital and she has a busted leg and they go, "What happened?" And she says, "I fell down." They go, "Okay." And it's kind of like she says, "That's my story and I'm sticking to it." It's quite sad, I think, but doesn't have to always turn out like the movies, like The Burning Bed, Black and Blue. Black and Blue, she was able to escape, but he came, got her son, and took him. There's a lot of movies where the only way they can escape is by killing their spouse or loved one. Then there's things where, um, like there's people that if I can't have them, nobody can, and they wind up killing them and hurting that person, which is really horrible, I think. But two, they just don't have the strength or the courage to leave. I get it. I totally get it. I've had a busted lip and I've been shoved. And that was scary enough for me. But there's some people that just get really beat up bad. I like the color purple because that was bad, but she was able to leave. And my favorite one was when Tina Turner, What's Love Got to Do with It? She fought back, but she just left. She grabbed what she could and she left. Ultimately, that's what you have to do, and not say a word to them, not tell them where you're going, anything. I know it sounds a little bit bad, but that's the only way to get away and not stay in that same situation and not blame yourself. That's why I I think, and I had to do a lot, you need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I, Lillian, whatever your name is, am beautiful or handsome. And say these two things. I did nothing wrong. I did not deserve this. I know it's hard. I know it's not right and you don't feel like saying that. But when you get beat up so much, you've got to look at yourself and say, I did nothing wrong. I didn't deserve this. I didn't deserve to be bloodied and have to go to the hospital. And then there's a lot of women that when they do get physically abused or just abused, period, they move around to different places. They don't talk to their families. They don't tell their families. And they just act like everything is fine when it's not. But they're terrified of their spouse or their significant other. That's not the way to live. So, I'm not Oprah. I can't give you cars, but I'm Lillian and I can send my love to you. And just pray that this will help you as well as me to be able to have the courage to find a way out or to just get over what had happened. If I could, I would have a safe place for you guys to go to feel comfortable and loved and cared for, and to know that you don't have to jump whenever they come home or act perfect whenever they come home. And if he's hitting on you, he's doing something to the children too. He's hitting on them too, which is sad to say, but it's true. So, it's not right. Maybe he had a bad day. Maybe things aren't going right for him. It's still not right. Physical abuse is not good for adults. That's why I'm dealing with adult abuse first, then child abuse, our health, and how to better ourselves. But throughout this, I hope that we can better ourselves and try to find a way out. Now, if you guys are still like denying anything is happening, then hopefully I can put a seed where you realize, oh, this isn't good. And if I've struck a nerve with you guys and you're like, she doesn't know what she's talking about, she needs to shut up. Well, then you know I'm saying it right. And I don't have time for you guys to be haters for me. But if you guys want to ask me a question or whatever for next time, I'll do my best in answering it. And if you like this, I hope that you push like and want to subscribe. This too, for me, is out of my box, out of my comfort zone, but it's something that I need to do. So, you guys, remember, if you're whoever you're with or whoever you find, remember the red flags, the warning zones, the zones of, ooh, this person's going to be really, really angry and really, really is in a bad place. Try your best to avoid that. If not, then you have the black flag where it's, well, I'm in now. I have to figure out how to get myself out. That might take time, but you will be able to do it. So I will say Stay Golden, which is from the book Gone with the Wind, which also was on The Outsiders when Johnny told Ponyboy to stay golden and to stay strong, to find the strength within yourself to be strong and to say, enough, no more. And please, please stay safe and be careful all around, even with this virus and just in life in general. And I hope that you guys are okay and are safe and have a happy new year. And I'm saying right now, 2021 will be a good one for everyone. So I'll see you later. Bye bye. And you will no longer be live.